everybody. I hope you're having a great day out there somewhere on the trail here, and I want to say thanks to everybody for watching my recent Ozark Highlands Trail hike, and I promised I would do a video and go over some of the new gear that I used on that. I'm not going to do a full gear loadout thing like I always do because it's almost all the same stuff, so I just want to go over a few things that were different, and I'll go ahead and start out with the backpack, which isn't really different, it's just new. I had the old green Arc Blast, and I finally wore that one out on the Arizona Trail, and I loved it so much that I decided to just go ahead and get another one just like it. The only thing I changed was the color. I have the exact same setup with the belts and the pouches and everything. Still got water in it from the last hike. But anyway, yeah, so that's just a normal Arc Blast backpack. Not a lot to say about that. Everybody knows about it. Z-Packs, 55 liters. It's super light. I really love it, which is why I bought another one. And so that's pretty much it for the backpack. And let's see, the other thing I wanted to go over was, let's just go ahead and talk about shoes here. I've got the Lone Peak, I think these are 4s, 4.5s, I'm not really too sure. There's a newer model out now, and I went ahead and bought another pair of these because I actually ended up really loving these shoes. You can see that it's pretty beat up for, I think I've got about 365 or so miles on that. And so anyway, I went ahead and bought another pair because they just came out with the newer model, and of course everything goes on sale after that. So I went ahead and got these for probably 80 bucks or something. So anyway, I really love these shoes. I had been wearing the Olympus for so long, and I do love them, and I still have a pair that I need to wear, but the one thing that the Olympus doesn't have that this does have is this stone guard on it. And after doing the Ozark Highlands Trail, you guys know that I always talk about rolling my feet out at night and all that, and I did do it every night, but I found that with these shoes, with that rock guard, that the bottom of my feet really didn't even feel even sore till probably around the 9th or 10th day. I mean, I was putting the ball on there and just pressing as hard as I could right away, and usually it's kind of, you know, a little tender at first, and then you have to get used to it. But yeah, I mean, they're great. So I may have possibly just been wearing the wrong shoe this whole time, but you know, whenever you find something that you really like, or me anyway, when I find something that I like and it works for me, I tend to stick with it. And I just used these because I'd heard such good things, and I thought, well, I'm really interested, so I'm going to try a pair out. And anyway, I ended up really loving them, so got another pair of those. And another thing I want to talk about are these Nilofume Bags. I used one of these to line my pack with, and actually Steve gave me one in Arkansas, and I liked them so much that I went ahead and ordered some from a company called Lightsmith. Yeah, I think I got like 3 of them for $10 or something, but anyway, you can line your entire pack with this thing. Now, Steve was actually using these to put his quilt and stuff in, but I just used one to line the whole pack, slid everything in there, and then would just fold it over. And I've never used a trash compactor bag, but people tell me that this is better. It's real thin and durable. Anyway, real cheap. I used it in Arkansas, and by the time you see this, you'll know that I've also done the Lone Star hiking trail, and I used it on that, and it's still great. So I probably won't even open these for a while, but I just wanted to go ahead and get some so I could talk to you about them. So anyway, it's Nilofume by a company called Lightsmith, and I'll leave links to this stuff if you guys are interested. And that's pretty much it, but the main thing I really wanted to make this video for was the waterproof socks. I talked about this a lot while I was on the Arkansas hike, and I just found that I mean, I honestly don't know what I was doing. I actually bought these. The brand here is Highcamp. I bought these back in 2018 before I did the Ozark Trail in Missouri, and I accidentally left them at home. And my girlfriend mailed them to me when I was around the midpoint at that lodge, but they never made it, and they ended up sending them back here, and they just kind of sat in my drawer, and I didn't really think about them for a while. And then Steve mentioned he was going to bring his waterproof socks to Arkansas, and I thought, well, you know, I might as well take mine and just try them out. And I'm telling you that that's the first hike I've ever done in this part of the country where for the entire trip my socks and feet were totally dry, and I absolutely would recommend this 1,000% if you hike in this area, because if you go do any of these trails, you're going to get caught in the rain. You're just not going to find a 10, 14 day weather window where there's no rain. And if you do, well then, man, you're lucky. But every hike I have been rained on, more than once usually. But you guys know that the Ozark Highlands Trail has tons of water crossings and fording, and most of the time I was able to get through without even taking these off. I would just walk through, and as long as I could keep the water from coming up over the top, it was worked out fine. And there was one point right at the end where, if you saw the video, I slipped in the water and went all the way up to my knees, and they did go in, but I got out so fast that I barely felt any water get down in on my regular socks. And most of the time what I did was, whenever I would get to a deeper water crossing, I would just take these off and put them in my pocket, take my other socks off, put them in my other pockets, and then I would put my feet in the shoe and just walk through. Like, so it was great. They were like water shoes, you know, but they're your shoes, so you don't have to carry anything extra. And I would get to the other side and just sit there for a minute or two, let my feet dry just for a little bit, put my dry socks back on, slip these back over, and put it right in the wet shoe, and I never felt a thing. And I mean, it was awesome. And so I think 11 days we were out there and never had wet socks, and that was the first time, and I just couldn't believe it. And so anyway, these are Highcamp, and I wanted to get another pair. Well, I accidentally, without thinking about it, threw these in the dryer, and you cannot do that. You can wash them, but you can't dry them. And I tested them out in the sink, and they were doing fairly well, and I started moving my hand around in there, and I started feeling water come through. But they are really good socks, and these are only $19.99 on Amazon, so it's a really good price. And I mean, I'm probably going to start carrying a backup pair just because it was awesome. But so I ruined those, and I couldn't get a pair quick enough before I was leaving on the next hike, so I ordered these Hypershellz, and these were only like $21.95 on Amazon, so a couple dollars more, but I was able to get them on the 2-day delivery, and I knew I would get them before the hike. And these were excellent as well. You guys know the Lone Star. There's not really any water crossings, a few, but the trail's really muddy in a lot of places, and just, you know, again, no problems. I did the entire trail, dry feet, and so that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is that I would highly recommend that if you hike in the Arkansas, anywhere in this kind of Midwest area, and you know you're going to be doing a lot of fording, especially on the Arkansas trails, I would highly recommend these waterproof socks, because it's just so nice to go on a hike for 10, 12 days, however long you're going to be out there, and not have to worry about it. I actually had extra socks with me, and I just kept kind of hanging on to them in case they got wet. And then finally I just decided, you know, well, I'll just put these other ones on because these are getting kind of dirty. But Anyway, that's really all I had for you today. Is I just wanted to go over the backpack. You know about that. The shoes, everybody knows about Lone Peak, so there's no reason to go into a lot of detail. The only reason I wanted to bring that up is this Stone Guard is I mean, if you're hiking on those rocky trails like that, even in Arizona, I would love to have had those shoes. I had, if you'll recall, I had these, see, what are these, Temps out there, and they're just so foamy right here that you can feel every rock through there. And I think that had I had these, gotten these in Arizona, my feet would have been way better off when I got to the end, but overall it wasn't that bad. So anyway, again, I really appreciate you guys checking out the videos. The Ozark Highlands Trail, that was a blast, and of course the Lone Star Hiking Trail FKT, you guys know that was just for fun, but we are planning on trying to do it again next year so we can crush our own record. But anyway, that's it. Waterproof socks. I'll leave some links down in the description if you guys are interested. I'll leave some affiliate links, so if you do buy a pair and you use the link that I'm leaving, it'll help the channel out a little bit. I'll get a little kickback from that. So anyway, waterproof socks, highly recommend, man. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and take off, and I hope I see you guys somewhere on the trail. Take care.